Brenton here from Effortless Swimming. This is Feedback Friday number 11, where each week we bring you an analysis of someone's stroke to help make you a better swimmer. So this video is a before and after of someone who attended our clinic, and this before and after was taken on the day. One of the main things we worked on here is one of the most important parts of the stroke is the catch and the pull through. This is where most of your propulsion is going to come from. And what we often see is that people who don't set up their catch and pull correctly from either their recovery or their entry position being incorrect, then it's very hard to have a good catch and pull through. And one of the main things we worked on with this athlete, you can see here quite a bit of crossover in the stroke here, and this is a really common thing that we often see. So you can see there's the left hand enters, it enters pretty much in line with his head, comes across the center of the body here, which we don't want, and as a result you can see that the spines could have kind of twisted here, the hips have come off to the side, and the legs have scissor kicked out the back there. Similar on this right side, better position in terms of it's in line with the shoulder, but still comes across a little bit, and then as a result drifts out quite wide in that extension phase. We want to try and keep that in line with the shoulders, almost like you're swimming on train tracks when you think about the entry and the extension part of the stroke. And that crossover out in front was causing him to come under the body in a way where he wasn't getting as much out of the pull through as he possibly could. So if we look at the left arm here, the actual position, not too bad. The fingertips are down, the elbows to the side. You can see that the elbows a little bit low, so the forearm and hands pressing down on the water quite a bit. I'll show you from the side. But with this right arm, this is the one that's most noticeable. As he comes across, see where that arm is? Fingers are pointing to the side, that elbow's sitting low. And when you come that close to the body, and when the forearm's almost parallel to the bottom of the pool there, it means you're using primarily your pec, the front of the chest there, to pull through. And it's just not as powerful as if you are using your lat to pull through. So one of the key areas that we want to really be engaging here is using your lats as you pull through. So the way to do that is to bring this out wider. Get the fingertips down, elbow out to the side, almost like the arms in a triangle on the side here. So if he's able to do that, he'll be able to get a lot more from the stroke in terms of power, but also that's going to help send him directly forwards and get rid of some of this sort of snaking or fishtailing through the body. The other thing you can see here is because of that crossover, as he comes in with this right hand, notice how the fingertips come up to the surface, he puts the brakes on. We want to finish with the fingers below the wrist below the elbow as he moves forward there, because that, even though he's not going to go backwards, that's pressing him back, pushing in the wrong direction. We want this really slight downwards angle through the arm to help set up the catch. The catch is from here down to about here. That's the catch. And in that position, we want to start with that slight downwards angle and then start to get the fingertips pointing down, keeping this elbow somewhat up or somewhat forwards. So you can see that position there. It's not too bad. The arm's quite straight, but then you can see that position there where the fingers go off to the side. On this left side, similar thing, fingertips come up just a little bit too much, putting the brakes on slightly, and then as he moves through here, let's just move it back a spot. Then as he moves through here, see with that left arm, again, just coming under the body there. So we went through a couple of alignment drills just to fix up the alignment so it was no longer coming across this much. And then we also worked on, all right, how do we improve that catch position to get the fingertips to point down a little bit more, not put the brakes on, and how do we get it in the more powerful position? And this is the after shot. So this is the before one, and I'll show you the after one. All right, so this is after going through a couple of drills and a few corrections. See here, much better. So obviously there's still a few things that we're going to work on, but in terms of the right arm here, okay, much better. Those fingertips aren't pointing to the side now. Elbows off to the side. Left arm, okay, pretty good position through here. He's not dropping that elbow quite as much. The forearm and hands in a much better position to press back on the water. So we'll just go through that again. Okay, much better with that alignment. I'll show you from the side as well. This position was noticeably better, the actual catch position. So as he comes through here, on the left side, good entry, extending forwards, much better starting catch position here with the fingers below the wrist below the elbow. Now tipping those fingertips down, elbows staying somewhat forwards, much better on the water here. He's going to be pressing back so much more water than that other shot, and still comes under the body a bit there, but much better out in front. And then out in front here as well on the entry, coming through, fingertips still up just a little bit too much, but primarily got that slight downwards angle through the arm, so much better setup here. And then this catch position, so much stronger. You can see here the fingertips start to tip down, the elbow stays somewhat forward, and then presses back there. So he's just holding a lot more water. And the shot I want to show you is as he's swimming into the wall here. This is the initial video. Just have a look at how far he travels with each stroke. And then have a look at this, this next video as we go to that same angle. See how much more he's getting out of that right arm especially. So just go that one once again. So you can see here slipping a lot with that right arm as it comes under the body. But then as we go to this second shot, once he's made those adjustments with his alignment, improve that catch and pull position, traveling so much further with each stroke. I'll show you from the above shot here. So you can see here with the alignment, getting a lot better. Left arm still comes across a bit, not quite as much, but we still want to keep it out wider. But we've got it out slightly wider. Right arm, much better. Okay, doesn't drift out either. That's good. You can just see through the body. Okay, less of that that sort of scissor kick there. Still a little bit. We want to try and keep that together, and that'll just come from getting this out slightly wider still. But you can see there's a lot less movement through the hips there, a lot less snaking through the body. Okay, which is good, especially in the space of 3 hours, for him to be able to make those changes. Not everyone can make those changes that quickly, but you can see he's done a really good job of it, and his distance per stroke is improved. He's going to have a lot more power in the stroke, and swimming a lot better there. So from here, I'd continue to work on those changes for the next couple of weeks. And a few other things, so this is the first video, a few other things which I didn't mention is in terms of the tension through the hands, you can see it looks like the hands are probably slightly too tense. So keeping the fingers really closed, quite tense through the hands, and that's probably a little bit of wasted energy. I like to keep the hands a little bit more relaxed than that, and it's about finding that balance between enough tension and tautness through the hands and the forearms to hold form and technique, but try and keep them relaxed, a little bit soft, so that you're not wasting energy. So like when you try to swim faster or run faster, if you tense up too much, it's very hard to find your rhythm and your natural groove. So that would just be another thing here. So there's a few other things that I didn't mention, but they're really the key things. So, and that's what we often look at when we're looking at someone's stroke in the membership or someone's stroke at a freestyle clinic that we run. We like to look at, all right, what are the three key things that's actually going to make a difference for this person, and what are the most important ones? Because there's no point looking at something that might improve their swim speed by 0.1 of a second for each lap if there's more obvious things that are going to result in 1 or 2 or 3 seconds quicker per lap. And so that's what we like to focus on. And with all of this, it does take time to make this automatic. We recommend 8 to 10 weeks of consistent focus and practice on these changes to be able to make them automatic. So there's no shortcuts to it, but I guess the only really shortcut is actually getting some coaching, getting some video analysis, and seeing what it is that you're doing and what you need to do to make those changes to your stroke. So this has been Feedback Friday number 11. We'll be back next week with another video analysis. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because we post regular videos. We're going to start doing some live streaming as well. And I'll see you very soon on the next Feedback Friday video.